everyone, Darren Hunter here with Deniz Yusuf. Now, this is the Top Growth Podcast Show, and if you're not already subscribed, you'll find this on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, but also the BDM Coach Podcast Show. So Top Growth is all about strategies. BDM Coach Podcast Show is all about the BDM skills and how to sign up 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30 properties a month. So make sure you go and subscribe to that. But of course, people that have bought your book, Deniz, are also getting this video as well, because we're giving this a good orientation that yes, we've got 28 ways to attract warm leads, but we're not recommending that you do all 28. In fact, if you've bought the book, and only if you bought the book, book in the Deniz's link, leadmachinechat.com, and he will then be able to point out in the book what strategy is going to work best for you, for your rent roll, for your location. If you haven't got the book though, go to leadmachinesecrets.com. So the chat is leadmachinechat.com. The book is leadmachinesecrets.com. Now we've paid for the book. All you've got to do is pay for shipping. So with that in mind, let's just get to the point of why we've made this recording, Deniz, that we're making as our Top Growth podcast, but also for people that have bought the book. Deniz, out of the 28 strategies here, we want to talk about which ones people get the most traction fastest. Of course, you still need to book in a Deniz's diary to have a chat, but let's just start off with that. Over to you, Deniz.
Well, Darren, the reason why we've laid the order out in the book is it really highlights the actual order of the contents that you're going to see. We chose that order in accordance to getting the best result in the shortest period of time. But ideally, it is also indicative of your style of agency, because it's different, because some of the topics there that we're covering is, not reliant on sales, but you need to have a sales team, or you need to be working with a sales team. So it doesn't matter if you're property management only or not, right? That's where you're going to get. Salespeople are already speaking with people looking to buy a house, right? That's the closest point of contact to them, that person being your next client. So it's a no-brainer to be working with sales agents, or where those investors are looking, right? And that's home opens, display villages, dealing with sales-only agents, developers, working with the website inquiries, or going to home opens and auctions yourself. It's that whole core area, or even running an information night, investor evening, because that's bringing investors to you. So those are really key areas. And that's why that's basically the first 7, 8 chapters. If you're even going to talk about your current clients, I mean, Darren, 220 leads we got out of one business, right? Just from that one strategy.
Everyone, that was
another business, Darren. Hold on. I know where you're going to go. But another business in the first weekend, 114 strategies from another strategy that I did with one of our clients when we first put this in place, right? That's, if you were to do those two, that's 337 leads that you could be potentially generating just from doing 2 things.
Yeah, that's great. And of course, Deniz, you said 114 strategies, but we haven't got that many in the book. You meant 114
No,
leads.
117 leads for that one agency. And then we also got 220 leads from another agency, right? That's what I was meaning, sorry. So that's 337 leads you could potentially switch on very, very, very quickly.
Yeah, and absolutely. And Deniz, I guess no secrets as well, that out of the 925 properties that you signed up in 4 years, 80% of those, which is 745 properties, do my math, in 3 years came from the very first secret, the first strategy in the book, straight off the cuff. And for a lot of you out there, if you've got a sales team, that strategy there is gold, and it's something that most people ignore, even when they know that all of these leads are sitting in plain sight in their office right under their nose. And that's something for you to go and check out as well. And Deniz, we talked about the 220 leads, everyone. That's picking up the phone and talking to your existing clients. So that's strategy number 2 that we know you're going to get an amazing return on as well. So Dennis,
Darren, the first strategy that you spoke about, let me fill you in on a little secret, right? A lot of people don't want to jump onto this one because you're not getting the conversion straight away, right? They BDMs or property managers who are too bogged down with managing properties, they don't want to have to build a relationship with people 2 or 3 months out of them purchasing a property. Sometimes it could be 6 months, right? So they don't jump onto this. So when the people jump onto this strategy, those BDMs that are building relationships, building pipelines, after you've been doing this for 3+ months, you're going to win a lot of business. And you're going to be in front of so many people prior to them purchasing a property. It is a key. It is a key. And you will win business from it. Now, this strategy will work for agencies that don't have a sales team as well, right? And that's what I love. You can't rely on salespeople to generate the leads. Darren, I have phone calls from people in my own old town that asked me how I had listed so many properties. I actually had a phone call from my old boss, Peter Russell. Hopefully you're listening in on this. Last week saying, Dennis, when are you back in now? I want to sit down and you're going to show me some things, right? And I just smile. I love it.
That's cool. That's cool. So Dennis, moving on. I mean, like we also see on social media, there's a lot of property management influencers with their educational videos. And just about everyone that is doing their educational videos you're seeing out there, most of them, Dennis, I would think have learned from you, particularly around your coaching in strategy number 23, which is educational videos. But how important are those? And what sort of results can people expect if they put that strategy into place?
Well, Darren, I was only talking to someone last week and they said they got 6 new business clients just from TikTok alone. Right, just from TikTok alone, where everyone thinks that TikTok is jumping on and dancing. Yeah, it's got a bit of a component to it, I guess, but you and I don't certainly dance on TikTok. The key is putting the right process in place, and I do a deep dive. And Darren, you've been an advocate of helping me educate people on this because you need to understand the pain. And when you can overcome pain and people are seeing you online answering their pain, you're looked upon as the expert. And we go through that. Don't fall into the trap of some people not answering the pain. Don't just post a video saying another one leased or we're looking for more properties or this, that, and the other. That you're then just like a needle in a haystack. If you want to be the haystack while your rivals are the needle, right, you will follow through on that. And there's lots of new business to be won through social media. Everyone that's got a phone is on some form of social media, whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Everyone is in there. And Darren, one of the other strategies that's in there is about Facebook groups. There's Facebook and then there's Facebook groups. They're 2 different strategies, right? We've got the inner circle, IGT inner circle. Go to it, answer the questions, join the group. It's complementary to be surrounding yourself around us and other people wanting to grow, right? You get a little bit of insight in what we do and post in there. You should be doing the same strategy for your clients, and that's what we do. We break that down. And we've got clients that have put this stuff in place. They've actually put it in place from my first book, Darren.
No, they have.
And
they have, yep. Yep. Now, also strategy number 10, Dennis, online reviews. I know that with that chapter there that you coached that one with an agency. They went and implemented. Of course, the key, everyone, for results is implementation.
Putting it in place.
And some months later, we gave her a call. How are you going with it? She says, oh, look, I'll be back in a sec. I've got some stats to share with you. And she comes back to the phone and she said, Darren, in the last 4 weeks, we've had 276 leads, not just for property management, but also for sales, because we implemented that coaching that you gave us, that again outlined in strategy number 10 of the book that you're getting, and on online reviews, which was absolutely amazing. I mean, 276 leads. One, they recorded them, and for sales and property management as well. So, Dennis, this book is absolutely jam-packed, full of strategy for people. Now, I actually asked Dennis, and originally we are going to talk about the strategies that he implemented, but he actually said, Darren, I did 24 out of the 28. So we're not going to go into all of them, of course. But what's the most important thing is there's so much gold in this book. Don't leave it on your desk or put it on the shelf and forget about it. Book into Deniz's diary, leadmachinechat.com. Now, if you've watched this far in the video or you're listening on a podcast, then if you book into Deniz's diary at leadmachinechat.com, ask him about the free session that you can also attend in the mastermind session. Now, we've got Top Growth Mastermind, BDM Coach Mastermind. Now, these are Zoom group coaching sessions where you're mixing with other people just like you that are wanting growth. We meet every week. But if you want a free session so you can check out how it works, have a chat with Deniz about it. Again, if you got this far in the video, this is your little reward. But book into leadmachinechat.com and have a chat about how you can apply this book with the strategies into your rent roll based on your resources, your location, and Deniz will give you guidance instead of trying to go, okay, which of the 28 am I going to start first? Let Deniz tell you that. All right, really,
there is
important.
an order that you want to be doing, right? So, your first question at the beginning of this recording, Darren, was, the best results in the shortest period of time, and that's what we jumped on. But Darren, there's two other strategies that we've got in the book, right? It's strategy 12 and 13. They are massive. They are in my top 3 strategies of growth. They're actually almost like a combined strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are they?
But I've split it, right?
Yeah,
one of our clients has listed over 200 properties just from one of these listed, right?
Yeah.
Listed in Brisbane, right? And she's done an amazing job, and we've had her speak at our events. And we've actually got a guest speaker who masters networking that's going to be part of our mastermind that we're starting soon as well. And if you want to learn about mastermind, which is group coaching where you get access to myself, Darren, and Michael each week, then reach out and we can do a deep dive on that as well, or we could do it part of the strategy session that you get with me, because just going to network meetings isn't enough, Darren. I'm breaking down the advantages of how to get in close, in bed with strategic alliances, and then doing the networking. You don't just turn up to an event. I'm showing you, giving you the scripts on it, and I think it is a key. Michael Sands was brilliant at strategic alliances as well. I was very fortunate to have that big online presence in my local area. I was doing the YouTube videos, and I was doing educational stuff. I was getting the testimonials, the Google reviews. I was doing video Google reviews back then for YouTube. So I had strategic alliances contacting me, right? That's what you can do if you put this stuff in place, so you don't have to try and call them and get them to refer business to you. But the scripts are in this book on what to say. Right? They're here in how to attract them and how to get them referring business to you.
Yep. And that's it. And look, everyone, that was strategy 12, which is referral leads from strategic alliances. And that also dovetails, Deniz, we've obviously got to stop the recording here. We could go all day. That dovetails right into consistent leads through investor education events with your strategic alliances, which is in strategy number 14. But guys, if you haven't got the book, leadmachinesecrets.com, the book is free. You just got to pay for the shipping. That's a great investment for the best rent roll growth strategy book that's ever been written, Deniz. And this is all you. All your strategies, not mine. So, congratulations. Such an awesome book. Of course, everyone, book in a Deniz's diary, leadmachinechat.com. And again, ask him about a free session to join the mastermind, so you can check that out with our group coaching with other people from across Australia, New Zealand, and of course, the United States as well. So thanks, everyone, and take care.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.